Hello folks, this is Doug with Imagination Mechanical and Fabrication coming to you once again with an update. I'm going to show you the finished product on the platform here and what I've done on it, and you can see I'll get my mug off of here. Let me get my mug off. You can see what I did. I mean, I've got it all the way, like I said, over to here. And it was a bear. I mean, it just the wood is just not very good wood, and but it's all level. I mean, I tuck and put a level 4-foot level on it all the way down, and it's level all the way. So it's nice and flat, nice and straight. Ain't the best looking. I mean, I did get the face of the boards all in a line. I mean, I've got them, all the way down. It's straight. I done that, got that done, and you can see I've piled stuff up on here just to kind of give it a home. This I'm going to take, and that's too high. I'm going to build a stand for it right here. I've got plenty of small scrap wood and stuff around here that I can build one. I'm going to build it, set it on there, and I'm going to leave this up here. I'll put it over here or something. And because it's got all the you can see all of my drill bits and stuff in here, drill bits, and that's all drill bits and taps and dies and all that stuff, and that right there is all machines, end mills and stuff. So I just keep it like it is. I done that. And then I said I was going to build these shelves up over here. Well, I did. I built it. I just finished it just about 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes in, putting all the stuff up there. And it was a bear. But I got it up there, got it done, and I still got plenty of room there to put more stuff up there, like this painting stuff maybe. I was thinking about taking it and putting it up on that platform up there, but I don't know what I'll put it up there, because I don't use that kind of stuff that much. But it freed me up some room down here, and I got all my rolls of wire over there. So now that'll be one of my little projects I'll do, is put me a wire center right here where I can, if I want to build a control panel or something like that, then I can wire it up, and got the wire right here. And then I got all this empty space here, and what's going to happen here is shelving. I'll do kind of like what I did over there. I'll just go all the way up, and I may come off of that right there, come across, may put a platform up there. I don't know. But I'm going to do something that's a lot of space there to be used, and I'll see. And then my wire rack there. The other thing I did, I told you what I was going to do on this here. There's that wire that they had hooked up there. I mean, look at the size of that. I mean, and they had that big fan motor up there running through it. So I got that SJO going to it. What I did was I run that in there, and I'm going around up here. I got it going around. That's just temporary, but here's that pin thermostat, and I got it going in there. And eventually, when I got a little spare money, which ain't much, but I'll get some conduit, and I'll put it in a conduit and a piece of flex out of it, and maybe just run some BX or something, MX or something, that's metallic jacket over there. I mean, that's legal. And then on this compressor, I hooked it back up for right now. And put the old check valve back in it. I had it out. I was going to put a new one in it, because that one, if you look at, here's one I ordered, and it's too small. But you can see inside that slit right there, there's a disc in there, a little plastic disc. And it's got a spring behind it that whenever the pressure in the tank gets greater than the external pressure, that disc closes it off and keeps the air from going back up out of the compressor. Then this little line right here comes off of the discharge, and it unloads it. It'll unload the compressor, because there's a pressure valve over here if you look on here, here's the unloader, and it has a bleeder on there with a check valve on it, and it blows out of there until the pressure on this here gets down to where there's just really no pressure on the discharge side of the compressor. It's just so that the compressor don't start up with a deadheading against that air. You know, it's hard on the compressor, so they have this unloader line here. And so in order for me to fix it, I had to take this disc out. And if you can see there's a lip around there that's crimped. It's crimped over onto it. You know, they drop the disc down in there onto a seat, and then they crimp it with, you know, the end of it. They got some kind of die or something that crimps it. Well, the other one is the same way, and except the difference is this disc here, it has a little pilot hole in it that is for equalize, so that it don't get airlocked. I don't know why they didn't put one in here, but it's got holes in it. This has got slits, but that one's got holes. All right, this is from the same company, the Coleman. I mean, this is a Coleman Black Max. You can see, I mean, the label right here. I mean, it's a Coleman PowerMate, and so, and it's 5 horsepower. Well, this one here was for, when I ordered it, it said it is worked on up to a 6.5 horsepower Coleman. Well, it's too small. I mean, this fitting right here is too small. This would have been all right, the unloader line, but this line here, the discharge line, is too big. So what I had to do is I took and ground around the edge of this with a Dremel until I broke that lip there loose, and that disc popped out, and I put a new spring in it, because that spring had broke, and that disc, that plastic disc in there that shuts off the flow of the air, it flipped up on its side. And so it couldn't seal it off. So I took it out of there, and I found a spring that was about the right size, and I put it in there, and then I epoxied with some JB Weld that disc back in there, and I had to put a clamp on it to hold it down until it set, because the spring kept wanting to pop that disc back up. And so I did that, and then when after a couple of days, I come in and I took a file and cleaned it up, you know, where it was kind of just sticking out in places, and dressed it up, and I put it in there, and that's been about 3 or 4 days ago. Well, since like last Friday, I think, and it's holding. I filled it up. It's got 100. It shuts off at 145 psi. It's rated to go working pressure up to 200, but I don't need that. So you can see where 150 is right there, and it's got it's down on about around 130, 135. Well, I figure it's, you know, maybe leaking around one of these fittings a little bit or something. But in, you know, since last Friday, that's not bad. That's, you know, 15 pounds, and it ain't short cycling, you know, on and off, on and on and on. You know, you had to basically leave it off. All right, well, now the other thing is, I said I was going to do in the last video, is over here where I built all these other shelves, I extended them. So you can see it's from there all the way up to there now. I finished that, like I say, about 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, and then I started putting all the stuff back up there. And I still got plenty of extra room there for stuff if I need it. So that worked out pretty good. But it was, you know, it was a lot of work, and that deck over there was a lot of work, but it looks good, and it suits the purpose. And now, you know, I mean, I can keep stuff nice and level. It ain't got this big dip in the floor. And as you can see, I've already figured out what I can do. I can take them little thin totes, and I can slide them under there. And my creeper over there slid back up under there. So that's extra space too. You know, it ain't wasted space. And, you know, I can get up here and get up and get the stuff, and even get up here to this furnace, get in here, you know, where all this wiring is. I'll clean all that up whenever I do the final thing on this. But, you know, and get up here, I can work on this if I need to. Now, if I ever have to change a belt on it, this might be tricky. You know, I mean, because you have to take this cage off, which I've only got this outer cage wire tied on there. So, you know, I can probably get it off. I could probably do it, you know, and move this cabinet here. And what I did with this cabinet, I'll show you. This is all air related, you know, air tools, and of course my impact drive. I put it in there too. Extra hoses, brad nailers, air gauges. Up here, just not blower nozzles, extra hosed air. I think that right there actually goes on some kind of a tank. I don't know exactly what kind. I mean, it ain't propane, but something. And then just, you know, other air chucks and stuff. And then up here, regulators. I got a bunch of regulators, flow regulators and stuff. And a water separator, which I'm going to put on that over there. When I put that regulator over here, I'm going to have that water separator on there. So there you have it, man. I mean, that's quite a bit I got done, and I'm happy with it. You know, it turned out pretty good. Give me a lot more room too, and so, you know, now the only thing drawback on this bay is you ain't gonna be able to pull a vehicle. Well, you might pull a small car in here or something, you know, and pull it on up here at some point. But the middle bay, whenever we finally get all this stuff out of here, it'll be open to, you know, unless I put some machines there or something. I don't know. The guy I'm looking at partnering up with, we need to have a sit down discussion about, you know, what we're going to do. And I wanted to try to get this stuff finished before I made any kind of concrete plans or anything like that with him. And so now me and him can get together and work something out and see what we're going to come to, kind of conclusion we're going to come to. But anyway, there you have it. I'm going to end it there. And I'll see y'all on the next one. And I hope you all have a blessed rest of your evening. Later.